No, Baker for Rodgers would not make sense for either team, honestly. Now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, and the Cleveland Browns would be a better team if they were able to acquire Aaron Rodgers without giving up everything that they have to accomplish what they just did last year. Now, if this were a season ago and Baker hadn't made the strides and shown them that this might be our guy moving forward, then okay, yes, you consider this wholeheartedly and you would give up whatever you possibly could. But they're coming off a great season with a younger player, with the player that they feel like they can continue to establish who they are and their identity. Look at what they did. They entered into the playoffs for the first time in decades. And you look at the success that they had defensively, they would have to give up so much to acquire a talent like Aaron Rodgers. And then the Green Bay Packers on the backhand side, they're looking at it like, why would we take Baker Mayfield and we have Jordan Love sitting on the bench and we don't know what he would be? The year difference is not that far. You got to see what Jordan Love is. If you're willing to move Aaron Rodgers, it wouldn't be to the Cleveland Browns for Baker Mayfield.
I totally disagree with you because, Greg, the Browns wouldn't have to give up any of their great defensive players. You just trade Baker for Rodgers. My quarterback for your quarterback, 1 for 1. And it makes sense for everyone involved. The Packers, to their own detriment, are always focused on the long term. That's why they drafted a quarterback to replace Aaron Rodgers before Rodgers was done. The Browns, on the other hand, know very, as well as any team in the league, man, the here and now matters because we haven't won a Super Bowl ever. We haven't been to a Super Bowl ever. When we were great was before the Super Bowl was called the Super Bowl, when it was just the Pro Football Championship game. That was 50-plus years ago. We've won one playoff game in 25 years. So let's get the second-best quarterback in the entire league, pair him with one of the best rosters, and worry about the next 3 years, and we'll deal with the future in the future. The Packers, on the other hand, have made it clear they want to move on from Aaron, but Jordan Love, best I can tell, has made it clear he wasn't ready. Wasn't ready to even beat out Tim Boyle to be the active backup last year. And so if you're Rodgers, it would be the best roster you've ever been on. If you're Baker, you go to a team that would be obligated to pay you, which I think the Browns maybe have a slight bit of trepidation about. And if you're Baker and you're like, man, you know, I'm into being a star and a quarterback, Green Bay has proven if you're a great quarterback in Green Bay, you can be a celebrity. Like you don't, the Green Bay's last 2 quarterbacks have been good enough to become celebrities despite the fact they're in a tiny market. So I think the only person in this who probably takes it as a bit of an insult is Baker. But even Baker would understand, man, they're trading me for one of the 10 greatest quarterbacks in the history of football. Like that probably makes sense. So to me, I know Mary Kay Cabot is saying that this isn't happening. If the Packers decide to trade Rodgers, Brandon, I don't know how they could realistically do better than this. I don't know if you can think, I don't know how they could do better than this trade right here.
What's his name? Mary Kay. What did you say his name was? The reporter that covers the guy on the beat covering the Browns?
Her name, Mary Kay Cabot. Her name.
Oh, excuse me. Mary Kay. I'm sorry, I don't know where you're getting this information from, but this is ridiculous. I mean, the Cleveland Browns, for them to come out and say that they're not interested in Aaron Rodgers, that makes no sense. It's because of everything you just said, Nick. They haven't won a Super Bowl. I mean, for them, you know, when you want to go back to seeing them hoist the championship trophy, you got to go back to the Jim Brown days. So they absolutely should be all in on Aaron Rodgers. Like, this team is really good. The roster is stacked. I love the moves they made this offseason. You have Odell coming back. But for the Green Bay Packers, man, there isn't any trade out there that makes sense for the Green Bay Packers. Because without Aaron Rodgers, you are irrelevant. Like, this is the guy that makes everything goes. Like, you don't have the Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens defense and Ed Reed back there. You don't have the Pittsburgh Steelers with Troy Polamalu, Joey Porter, and all those other guys. Like, you don't have that type of defense. And to get it done, you need to have a strong defense. And they don't have that. So Aaron Rodgers is the key to everything that the Green Bay Packers does, Wilds. So for them, they should definitely not be taking this call.
I agree with you, Brandon. What I think this is a trap. It is a trap for an organization that is not paying attention to their own current quarterback. And the Browns, good news, you passed the test. You didn't step in the trap. But watch in these next few weeks, Greg, someone is going to step in it. It's going to be somebody or organization is going to be asked, hey, would you think about trading Kyler for Aaron Rodgers if he was available? And some GM is going to be like, we look at everything. And all of a sudden it's going to be a disaster. The GMs are trying to navigate the wilderness of the offseason without stepping in it, and the Browns did a good job because Aaron Rodgers is not getting traded. The Packers have said he's not getting traded. The person with the smartest answer to all of this was Dave Gettleman when he crossed his arms and he's like, yeah, I didn't make a call. You know why? Not my business. But if any other team says, you know what, I'd think about it, they're going to end up alienating their quarterback. So I think the Browns did a smart move here. Even if they were interested, they know it's not going to happen. So any even inkling that you would do it would just alienate your quarterback. Smart move by the Browns to shut this down.
So Nick, how in the world are you trading head up Baker Mayfield for Aaron Rodgers? And that's just an even swap. Every team walks away happy. We're good. We have our Super Bowl quarterback that can get us there right now. If you're the Cleveland Browns and you're looking at the Green Bay Packers looking like, whoa, we just took a step back. Like Brandon said, everything works because of Aaron Rodgers. So when you go head up with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, you take a huge step back.
Well, so here's the answer. The answer is the 12-year age difference and the fact that the Packers were ready to trade out Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love. Like, their plan when they drafted Jordan Love was to play Jordan Love in a year or two and release Aaron Rodgers. So now you have a former number 1 overall pick who's coming off a great season where he won a playoff game. But Wilds' take is Rodgers is not being traded. Is that the take of the entire panel? Because we talked about this a lot from the day after the draft to right now. And there seemed to be a lot of momentum that, no, Aaron Rodgers is serious. He's not going to play for the Packers anymore. The guy who covers the Packers, Rob Domofsky, I think it is, put it at less than 5%. Peter King said what he was hearing is that Rodgers is not going to play for them. But let me just ask this question. My question is this. If Rodgers is going to be traded, what can they do better than this? If he is going to be traded, what is the better real option than this one? Just future draft picks?
Throw some picks in. Throw some picks in with Baker Mayfield for it to make sense.
So no quarterback.
Here's my take on Aaron. You're saying Baker Mayfield plus a player or two.
Oh, I got you.
Plus a pick or two.
Okay, so you're saying
you got to add more to it, and I'm with Greg on that. Just swapping Aaron Rodgers for Baker Mayfield don't make sense. But you said something earlier. No, what I believe is going to happen is whatever Aaron Rodgers wants. If Aaron Rodgers is willing to get uncomfortable, then he'll get out of there. But what he showed last week is that he's not willing to get uncomfortable, Greg. Like, James Jones had to come out and say, no, this is what Aaron Rodgers wanted. It was almost like crisis management. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I just stand up. Maybe I hold my own press conference and say, hey, guys, I want out. Like, this is what's happening right now.
That's right.
I thank you guys for the past 16 years. It was fun. You guys are amazing. This will always be home for me, but it's time for me to move on.
I agree with that 100%. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be moved by way of trade unless he's willing to come out and say, this is not where I want to be any longer for the duration of my career. And I just don't believe he's willing to do that part. He's going to allow his personnel, his PR team, and everyone else to allow the music to get louder and louder for the Packers and put the pressure on them. That's what this is all about, the pressure being on the Packers and not on Aaron Rodgers. And that's what gives him all the leverage in this one-on-one back and forth.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.